And
Yeah.
so I'm sticking with Puff.
Okay, so here's the cool thing. This is why I do these panels, and it's why I love these panels. I'm going to go Hufflepuff now too, and that is not how I came into this. I've changed my mind.
I can't tell you how many times that happens, where we will start and whoever you originally say or think it is, by the end of it, it's not who you think
Yeah.
it is.
Because I really, she is the poster child for, I'm going to go do something that I know is crazy and stupid, and I'm going to do it because, and that's bravery, is I know this is impossible, I'm going to try anyway.
I have to go into the hive and find this
Yes.
little girl.
Let me take a few bullets and some
And
flamethrower
the planet's
fuel.
about to blow up.
Yeah, the nuclear bomb's going to go up, but I'm going to go in there and save the little girl anyway. Yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. She does the bravery very well, but I'm
And I think
down on Hufflepuff.
she is that perfect example of that Hufflepuffs are not weak.
Yeah.
That everybody looks at Hufflepuffs.
Loyalty requires bravery.
Everybody looks at Hufflepuffs and says, oh, they're pushovers. They're just the fluff group
We do a whole panel in that sense.
of Harry Potter, where really
And I'm a Hufflepuff.
they are the pushers and the fighters as much as the Gryffindors are.
Okay. So, do we need to vote, or is there would anyone vote against Hufflepuff at this point?
Have we convinced you?
No, I wouldn't
We
vote
can
against
miss him.
Hufflepuff.
All right.
It's cool.
Then Hufflepuff she is. That's amazing. I would never have.
Mainly because I'm only familiar with 1.5 of those movies too.
There you go.
The first two you've got to, but after that it's optional. Although Resurrection has some really awesome moments, but anyway.
I also really
different
enjoy
thing.
Alien vs. Predator. But
I did. I liked it. I bought it.
Predator's too scary.
Okay.
Alien vs. Predator is pretty intense because they also throw a bunch of humans in.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Although I want to see the new, I don't want to get off the panel, but I want to see the new, no, because I love Keegan Michael
Watch it on
Key.
video.
Is
Wait.
it funny?
Yes.
I think he's funny.
It is funny.
But that's my issue with it, is that it's an unintentional comedic parody. So if you go into it expecting it to be funny, you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, if you go in expecting a hardcore sci-fi horror movie.
Also,
yeah.
but then it'll erase the fear that was put into me by my high
Yes.
school friends who made
Yes.
me watch Predator.
Hello.
And we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
Sorry.
Okay. I'm looking at the list here. So the next one I'm going to pick, since we segued, is Major Alan Dutch Schaefer from the first Predator movie. And in case you're wondering why it's Schwarzenegger from Predator.
Gryffindor. He's not that bright. I mean, he's bright enough. He's a leader of this unit, but he makes some really dumb decisions. And it takes him a minute to realize, he's laying there, okay, it's going to kill me. Oh, wait, the mud. I think it takes him, you can actually, it's like, oh, I can hear the wheels turning that you're having to think. You're not used to having to do this.
Okay, so one of the things we try and do sometimes with this is eliminate the houses that they obviously aren't. To make it a little easier. He's not a Ravenclaw.
No.
No.
Not a Ravenclaw. I'm with you on that. He's not a Puff. Okay.
No.
He's
I
a little loyal to his team, but loyalty isn't what drives him.
I
No.
don't know that I agree with you on that.
Yeah. Well, that's why we're here.
Because looking back at that, I actually think he is incredibly cunning in how he does that. That he's much smarter than I think you're giving him credit for.
Okay.
And that it wasn't just, oh, I fell into some mud and look, it worked. That you don't get to be that point in military or mercenary work without knowing what the hell you're doing.
Well, but there's the gratuitous moment where the solution to the problem is get out the bigger guns and shoot the plants.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
yeah.
that's a pretty brutal. But you have to remember that, and you touched on this, is that it's not Dutch's fault that he has no idea what a predator is.
Exactly.
No one knows what a predator is. It wasn't in his training because there's no manual written about it, at that point. So I think. I don't think Ravenclaw is what motivates him. I don't think he's.
Oh no, I wasn't saying Ravenclaw.
She's saying he's not as dumb as I think.
No.
Yeah.
He's one of those people that's really, really good in his specific field.
Yeah.
We don't really have a lot we don't know anything else about him other than that very short experience. But
We just know that he's a really good military research and rescue
Could
operation.
you think he's a Slytherin?
That's what I don't like him in either.
Yeah, but you know
he's
what?
not after it for the power or the
He isn't?
cunning.
he's not cunning. He's doing what his
Well,
boss is telling him to do.
He's in one of those really weird situations, and we have had occasions like this where I don't know that we can sort him. Because we only know
Well-
him in this situation that he has been thrown into, and most of his actions are either reactions or orders.
Yeah, well, we know, here's what we do know for sure. He's the leader of this special, highly specialized, military trained team, but that are not members of the Army. They're an independent unit. Their main bailiwick is rescue operations. They go in, they get people, they get out. They do it covertly, they do it quietly,
That
and
sounds
successfully. So,
I'm leaning with you.
yeah.
Now,
But he also has very strict rules, like the operation they sent him on, which is, they tell him, you're gonna go in and get this diplomat and get out. The actual mission is, go in, kill these guys working with the commies, and get the intelligence and get out, which is, he doesn't do that.
Right.
You know, he's got ethics.
Government and military stuff to me seems to coincide with people who say.
Yeah.
But
Well, see, here's the
that's,
thing, if he had
He's a
stayed
leader.
in the military for me, if he
Yeah.
had stayed a military unit and was willing to do whatever mission came along that they gave him, go kill these people because they're commies, and they've got our CIA operatives, I could see that, but he's got morals, he's got not that Slytherins don't have morals, get that out of it, because I'm a Slytherin. But he's got lines he won't cross, and you can sometimes, Slytherins have rules, but they play within their own, well, okay, I'm coming around. Because one of the big things is Slytherins have rules, but they have their own rules, and they will follow
Exactly.
their rules.
And so,
And if it breaks your rules, they don't care, they're sticking to their rules.
oh, Slytherins are metagamers.
Yeah.
Slytherins are metagamers.
and
Which is why he bailed out from
that's
the army.
essentially what he does, is he bails out and decides, I'm gonna go do my own thing, and I'm gonna follow my own rules while I'm
This is
doing
so
it.
Slytherin to me. I want
Yeah.
to watch this movie.
I'm back around to it, yeah. I've talked myself into it.
Any opinion?
It's a Slytherin.
And it's Slytherin.
Hold on.
Where does Dutch appear in Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's Gryffindor. He's
See,
a leader. He's
that
a leader. He's a leader. You saw those guys he's commanding. You saw the way they were, and they look up to him. They follow his orders. They don't question him. And the military trusts him
That's
because he's a
actually
guy.
an incredibly Slytherin trait.
I think so.
They drop him into a
Why
quiet
he is a
situation
Slytherin.
that they didn't even know what it was,
Uh-huh.
but they trusted him to. Whatever happens, you will get yourself out. They trust him that much. That's
That
real
they
leadership.
just
That's
didn't
real
care
leadership.
whether
This
he
is where
actually
Slytherin and
got
Gryffindor have a Venn diagram that overlaps.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Slytherins and Gryffindors both are capable of being fabulous leaders in different ways for different reasons. I think Dutch is an excellent example of a Gryffindor because he is a leader, he is a role model, he's very good at what he does. What he does for a living is horribly, terribly dangerous. So there is some bravery to it. We don't know enough about him to know if he's a danger junkie or if he just knows he's really
Yeah.
competent in that arena. Either way. But when the Predator shows up, which is the name of the movie, the game completely changes, but he doesn't snap under the pressure of that game changing so much. The mud is a nice, happy coincidence, it's serendipitous, but once the mud happened, he took over. He took over the situation. He controlled the whole rest of the movie.
Well, he spent
He makes-
the movie up to that point trying to get his team out alive.
Yeah, but
That was
that's
his motivation.
His
Yes.
team was gone by then, so.
but that doesn't mean he's not a Gryffindor.
Right.
That's more of a
No,
puppet.
I actually believe that is a key point of why he might be a Gryffindor.
Yeah, is that the team is what matters to
It
him.
is.
His people.
Yeah.
Above his own safety,
Right.
he's
Because he
risking
knows-
himself for,
Yeah, because the whole point of leaving no man behind or whatever
yeah.
is that is an incredibly expensive sentence.
Mhm.
Because, pardon the expression, the shit hits the fan, everybody go.
Yeah.
That's not what they're doing. What they're doing is, we're going to get out, but we're going to take everybody with us, and if it costs us something, we don't care, we have to try to save our own
And
people.
there's your Venn diagram of Gryffindor and Hufflepuff.
Yes, exactly.
He did warn the, I can't remember the name, Pellegrini, that you bringing this woman along who's not part of our team, you fall behind, you're left behind.
Yeah, because, well, at that.
Which is
well,
where
this-
that,
That's the Slytherin there.
and this is the point when Carl Weathers had divorced. Up until that point, he was part of the team.
Right.
The second Dutch finds out that he lied to him, the mission wasn't what he said, you are no longer part of the unit. And if you fall behind, I don't care because you're
Yeah.
not one of my people anymore. You have betrayed the team, you've betrayed me.
yeah.
You got people for this.
And that could be more Slytherin, because
Yeah.
Gryffindor would be like, oh, well, Ron, I mean, sorry you betrayed me,
Whether
you're still my friend.
Where does this?
Yeah.
So unfortunately, we are way running out of time here. I just looked at the clock and realized how much time we took for 2 people.
Oh, we're fine.
We're having fun. We're having fun.
Yeah.
But I would like to call,
Yeah, half an hour.
I'd like
We
to
still
call,
have a half hour left.
we've only done 2 people. What I'd like to do is call for the vote, unless anybody has anything they really, really need to throw out about Dutch. I think we've covered it
Yeah.
fairly well. So, anybody want to go with Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff for Dutch? Okay, good. All right, so here we go. Slytherin, Gryffindor. Tom, you got to vote. No, not going to vote. Okay.
All right, he's just gonna watch it.
Yeah, I
He's
guess-
photography.
Darn! I was hoping for a tie.
We do have a time. Oh, no, we don't.
No, Slytherin won that with 3-2.
3-2.
3-2.
Oh, good.
I appreciate
Look,
that.
I'm not
it was the-
Ravenclaw, I can't do math.
No, I appreciate that it was the 3 Slytherins.
I
And
think where in Harry Potter were Slytherins really, apart from Snape, they were really courageous and took chances. And
yeah.
apart from Snape, who?
Well, even Snape, he was undercover.
Okay,
apart
One
from
of the
Snape.
things that gets missed a lot is
I
during
read the books, I'll read
is,
the books.
is during the Hogwarts battle. About 80% of those battling are Slytherin and Hufflepuff.
Uh-huh.
Because everybody else is off site. Everybody else is on the bridge dealing with crap, or in the woods dealing with crap, or they're off God knows where. But those 2 classes, along with Ravenclaw is there, and there's a good majority of them there.
Weren't a lot of Slytherins often stayed away from the battle?
There are.
That's a whole other.
There-
Okay, so I gotta call a different panel on this one, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay.
Come to
so-
Conjuration, we'll talk about it.
But yeah, come to Conjuration, we will talk the heck out of this one. Because I disagree with a lot of stuff she just said, but I won't get into it right now.
We wrote,
I've been
Thank
on.
you.
So what I want to do is, I'm trying to look and see what we've got here. I would really like to talk about Ranger Mako Mori from the first Pacific Rim film. We're not gonna involve the second Pacific
There's
Rim
my
film.
kids right here. I
The-
saw it, but I don't really remember that.
that's the girl, right?
That's the
Yeah.
the Asian girl that Idris Elba's character adopted after one of the
Kaiju, yeah.
Did-